In the competitive world of acting, most aspiring actors need a survival job. Yeah, it's not all glitz and glamour. Don't quit your day job. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Jill Dalton, a working actor living in New York City. Welcome to my channel where I share insights, inspiration, audition tips, practical career advice, lessons I learned, and stories about show business. Thanks for being here. Survival jobs for actors are a reality. We need money to live. We need the basics, food, shelter, clothing. Being an actor is expensive, and you have to invest in yourself and your craft. You have to take classes. You need professional headshot, a reel. If you're not in the union, you need to save your money for that. SAG-AFTRA now costs $3 grand. Equity is $1,800 a year. So let's get back to our side hustles. Many actors wait tables, tend bars, drive a cab, cater waiter. I didn't work any of those survival jobs. My first job in New York City, I monitored and shipped silver ingots and pewter animals. More on that later. I managed Macy's Santaland. I managed Macy's Easter Extravaganza. They had a puppet theater, tap dancing bumblebees, a string quartet of flowers. I temped everywhere. American Airlines, Darcy McManus, Macias DeGarmo, Citibank, NBC. I was always honest. I would say, I'm an actor. I may need to leave for an audition, or if I book a job. Sure, no problem, they'd say, because they're thinking, what are the chances of you booking a job? Who are you kidding? And then I'd book a day on a soap and they'd fire me. I sold color collections to fashion designers. I worked the front desk of an aerobic studio. I did extra work, stand-in work, sample sales, trade shows, some part-time modeling. I was a personal assistant, an organizer. I did whatever I needed to do to survive. And lots of celebrities had side hustles. Jerry Seinfeld sold umbrellas. He wanted to make sure it was a job that he wouldn't go, oh, this isn't so bad. I'll just stay here. Hugh Hackman was Coco the clown at kids' parties. When he was working one time, a kid stood up and said, you know, you are a terrible clown. He was like, I know. Jennifer Aniston was a waitress in New York City for several years. She loved it. Brad Pitt was a fast food mascot. He wore a chicken suit outside a restaurant. Danny DeVito worked at a mortuary and he styled the hair of deceased women. John Hamm dressed the sets of X-rated movies. Quentin Tarantino was an usher at a porno theater and he worked at a video store. Russell Crowe was a DJ. Harrison Ford, a successful carpenter. There are a myriad of survival jobs. Let's get back to my first job in New York City, which was filing and shipping orders for silver ingots and small animal statues that were sold in the back of magazines. Silver ingots are these little rectangular things, and my ingots had the tall ships on them. Now, unfortunately, my boss, which I did not know at the time, well, I didn't know in the beginning. I figured it out. But my boss had a cocaine habit. We ran out of ingots and animal because he was putting the money up his nose. I didn't know what to do. So I wrote to all the customers because it was a monthly subscription and they kept sending in their checks every month. But I wasn't able to send them anything because we didn't have anything to send. So I asked them to please stop sending their money because we didn't have any merchandise. One afternoon, I'm in the office. The buzzer buzzes because we had to buzz people in and out. You couldn't just open the door and come in. Buzzer buzzes. I open the door and in come the FBI. They handcuffed my boss and took him away. They didn't look at me. They didn't ask me any questions. They just handcuffed him and left. I left too. And I never went back and I never heard another word about anything from anyone. So when do you quit your day job? The writer Elizabeth Gilbert didn't quit her day job until after the success of Eat, Pray, Love, even though she had had 3 other books that had done very well. She didn't want to put the pressure on her creativity to pay her rent. Because what if your creativity fails to deliver the goods and all of a sudden you become depressed, you're resentful, you might even go into bankruptcy, or you could quit altogether. I actually quit show business a couple of times. I was still writing plays and acting in my own shows and traveling and touring them, but I stopped pursuing the business of acting. I had had it. Part of the job of an actor is to deal with frustration and downtime between jobs. That's the time when you wonder, am I ever going to work again? There's so many ups and downs in the business. And I went through a period of several years, not too long ago, where I booked almost every audition. It was mind blowing. It got to the point where when I didn't book a job, I was like, what's wrong with these people? I can't believe they didn't book me. But that streak ended a couple of years ago. And I had never had a streak like that before, except when I was doing my own stuff. But during that time, I was able to save money, and that allowed me to survive during downtimes. You need to be your own patron, and residuals can be fantastic, but sometimes not so much. This is an actual residual check that I received. Yeah, hard to believe. That's why I saved it. Acting is not for the faint of heart. It takes a huge amount of passion, drive, tenacity, fortitude. But if acting picked you, then you follow your dream. But if you have something else you enjoy doing, acting is a difficult life unless you have a trust fund, wealthy parents, a patron supporting you, or come from a show business family. Jamie Lee Curtis proudly proclaimed in her SAG Award intro that she is a Nepo baby. Nepotism. If you're not a Nepo baby, you're probably going to need a side hustle. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you on the silver screen. Till next time.